Hello and welcome to my Ultimate Decades Challenge. Before we head into the game and meet the family, I figured I would provide some background information about the challenge. This challenge was originally created by Zombie Cleo and extended by Morbid Gamer starting from 1300 and ending in 2020, with the challenge of getting your family's legacy to survive until present day. Due to the nature of this challenge being situated in history, there is a trigger warning as we will be playing through wars, pandemics, tragic events, and deaths, which come for everyone regardless of age in Ultimate Decades. So, please feel free to check out of this video if this isn't your type of challenge. Now, I won't go over all of Morbid's rules as they are quite detailed, but as you can see, we start in the year 1300 with 3 Sims, one being our main heir, with the goal to get them married and have children to grow and continue our family line, all whilst trying to survive major historical events. Luckily, we do have timeline and info charts to help us keep tabs on all this information so we know when someone needs to age up, so on and so forth. A major aspect of this challenge are the death rolls. Morbid provides a table on the deadly numbers to roll which have the possibility to kill all Sims in any life stage, including pregnancy. Obviously, if you don't roll these numbers, your Sim is safe and can move on to their next life stage. There are also rules for pregnancy chances and marriages. However, I will not be following Morbid's death, pregnancy, and marriage rolls. Instead, I will be using Plumbob's and the past's amended rules. This is because I want to gear my challenge to a more historically accurate route, and I feel that Plumbob's rules more accurately represent historical statistics and events. As you can see, here the death rolls are more precarious in the early life stages and pregnancy, because generally if you survived these stages, you are more likely to survive into adulthood. Plumbob's rules also have war and raid roles, which I will be utilizing in my challenge, and she also provides fun ways to move up in medieval society. I will provide a link down below to both Morbid and Plumbob's rules if you are unfamiliar with them and would like to have a go. I would also like to note before we go in that I have set my challenge in Scotland, so some of the events listed in the rules won't occur. So I won't play through the Peasants' Revolt unless I have a side household in England during that time, as it didn't occur in 14th century Scotland. These are my challenge events here. They mainly focus on the Scottish Wars of Independence, which occurred throughout the late 13th century and carried on until the middle of the 14th century. Though we will still play through the Great Famine and the Black Plague, as well as the 100 Years' War, as Scotland did play a part in that specific historic event. Alright, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go and meet our family. This is the Fairbairn family. Right here is our founder, David. He is an animal enthusiast, family-oriented and good, and he has the country caretaker trait. We then have his wife, Deirdre. She is outgoing, loves the outdoors, and is family-oriented as well. She also has the big happy family aspiration. We then have the heir, Fergus. He is good and an animal enthusiast. He also has the successful lineage aspiration, which I thought was quite fitting for the beginning of this challenge. We then have our eldest daughter, Katrina. She loves the outdoors and is neat. She also has the freelance botanist aspiration. And then, lucky last, our third Sim is Beatrix. She is a romantic and clumsy, and she also has the soulmate aspiration. Now, I haven't done the pregnancy roles or marriage roles for the girls. Because Fergus is our heir, he doesn't get those roles. He just gets to marry and he can have as many children as possible. So we'll go ahead and do the marriage and pregnancy roles for the girls. So for Katrina to get married, she just needs to roll a 3 to 20. So here we go. Great. And Katrina gets to marry. We will now roll for how many babies she'll get to have. So she just needs to roll a d12, and we'll see from numbers 2 to 12 how many children she will get to attempt to have. Number 1 means no children. Alrighty. And she gets 7 baby tries. Now for Beatrix, let's see if she will get to marry. Yes. And how many babies will she have? 6 baby tries. Not too bad. All right, we'll jump into the game and then we will do the dreaded death rolls for the parents. All right, for the parents to survive into their adult roles, they can't roll a 3, 6, 11, 13, or 18 as per Plumbob's and the past death roll rules. So, here we go. We will roll for David. And he's fine. And now we will roll for Deidre. And they're both fine. Wow, so they get to move on to their adult years. That's great. I was actually expecting them to die. Well, I guess then we'll get on with it. Okie dokie. So, the parents are thankfully surviving. I didn't really expect that. I've watched a lot of Ultimate Decades challenges where the parents die straight off the bat, but I guess because of the changed death rolls to represent the historical statistics a bit better, they've just thankfully and luckily survived into adulthood. So that's pretty great. All right. I guess I'll show you around our little house. I built this house. It's inspired by a Scottish crock, I think is how you pronounce it, house, quite popular during the medieval period. It's just a stone house with a thatched roof. An interesting feature of these houses was the fact that animals lived on. Ooh, awesome! One of our hens just aged up. So the animals did live in one half of the houses in medieval Scotland in these stone houses. It was a means of keeping the house warm and keeping the animals warm because they provided heat for the humans. And it also helped ensure the serfs that their animals were safe and they weren't stolen by other serfs or just other people roaming around in medieval Scotland. So I built this little area for our chickens and also our horse. Cow, is a free range cow with the, I think it's the Lot 51 mod. And you can just buy cows and llamas. I think possibly with the horse ranch pack, you could probably buy a cow a horse. Why do I keep getting them confused? As well, but I don't have that pack, so don't quote me on that. We then have a little outhouse. Now, this is not historically accurate to these houses. They would have had an outhouse, but I just figured for practicality in The Sims, I would put it in the house. I'm sure that it will change over the course of this challenge. If I need more space, I'll just move the bathroom out. We then have the living and sleeping area, so the kitchen. The hearth would have been in the center, and it kept both the people and the animals warm. So we've just got 3 beds for the 3 kids and then the bed for our parents. Then we have a table with some boiled eggs, and we have a stove and a fridge. Well, refrigerators didn't exist, but so I guess more of like a storage unit, but it's a refrigerator in the game. And that's about it for the little house. There's not much in it. We do have a wash basket for some washing. We've got the washing on at the back. We've got a bin, and then I made this like their little, where they cut their meat after they come back from hunting. That's not how it works in the game, but I thought that was it'd be fun to imagine. Back here we have our garden. There's not much back here at the moment, but we do have beehives. Here we have some parsley and basil, and we have blueberries. And then we have just some flowers at the back. We've got lilies, bluebells, begonias, and chrysanthemums. And then we have cherry trees as well. We also have the another beehive back here at the back of the lot, and a compost bucket, and have just a little section to get water because this lot is off the grid. And over here we have another building. I've kind of used it like a skill building room, which it will probably change over time, either become another like bedroom area. But at the moment I just put this here because I kind of felt like there needed to be something on this side of the lot. I'm on a 64 by 64 lot in Henford, so it's quite big, and with just the really small stone house, I felt like we did need something over here. So it's just got like a mead maker, blacksmith, weaving station, and a honey press, and then I've added this little like stock selling table to sell our goods. And then that's basically our house. I did do a speed build on this, but it came out a little janky just because it cut off the bottom when I was recording. But yeah, that's our little house in the lowlands of Scotland is where I've imagined it to be. Quite cute if I do say so myself, but I'm open to suggestions on anything that needs to be improved or needs to be a bit more historically accurate to the style of house. I found it a little confusing reading a lot of scholarly articles about this type of house, and longhouses, I think, that exist further north in Scotland, and I kind of struggled trying to figure out what the main difference in architecture was. Alright, so we'll get into actual gameplay of this challenge. So they're just going about their daily household chores. So I guess we'll... Ooh, are they having an argument? They must be. I think Fergus currently has a... No. I know when I was playing earlier he had a mean streak, which I wasn't too impressed with, but it is what it is. So we'll just get Katrina to do some washing. Beatrix is a bit hungry. Oh, is something broken? Yes. We'll get David to repair that, and maybe Deirdre can make some food. Seed porridge. Seed porridge? Ooh, we could do fish head stew. I'm sure they'd like that. I know they really don't like gruel. I've had them have a lot of gruel because we didn't have any harvestables. And they get a sad moodlet every single time. So I don't know what's going to happen during events like the famine and the Black Plague. They'll just kind of have to deal with it, unfortunately. I'm sure peasants in actual history just dealt with the really bland food. David likes handiness. That's very, very handy. No pun intended. So I think maybe we'll head into town today, meet some of the other Sims families that we've got going on. I do have a royal family in at the moment. My royal family is is actually the historical royals that existed at the time. And then we've got some other serf families, we've got a couple nobles, and we also have some monks and nuns, which I just thought would be a fun little thing to have in the game. Can any of them evolve? Yes, great. So, let's see. You can be evolved. Ooh, okay. What's on fire? What's on fire? What's on fire? David discovered the fire. Oh, the stove. Oh no. $12? I don't even think I can replace it in this mode. Alright, we're just going to act like this didn't happen. I think we lost our fish head stew though. That's kind of annoying. Why don't we put this out? I think it's probably really hot in here, considering it's made of stone. There's a thatched roof on the top. We'll do some more household chores. They're all freaking out. That's fine. It's not your first fire. Get our household chores done, and then we'll head off, I think, is the plan. Ooh, a hatchable egg. Do we have... Yeah, we have space for one more. I'm thinking I'll probably have to do an outhouse. With 5 Sims and probably more soon, I don't think one bathroom is going to cut it. Oh, isn't that sweet?
Oh! Oh, goodness.
Oh, can I game?
No, we don't want to speak to you today, Trader Jacques. We are off to town very, very soon. We also don't have anything to sell. Alright, where is our cow? She's over there. I will evolve that. We could milk, probably. Maybe David wants to do it, I guess. That's fine. What else can be harvested? Not harvested, evolved. We can't harvest until I think the last day of the season, and my seasons go for 2 weeks. Okay, so we are at the medieval tavern. A bunch of people here aren't in the time appropriate clothing, but I'm just going to turn a blind eye to it. Is there anyone here?
Wigrin?
This is one of the
Tonka!
nuns. She was not wearing a bag about 30 minutes ago before I started recording. I'll get some... Get a meat pie. Oh, what was that? Oh! Oh, okay. We've got aliens. Nice. Why is everyone wearing bags on their heads?
Barner Imbo. Baloney. Bahira? Florbus Meeb.
I wonder why... Yeah, why is everyone wearing bags on their heads?
Oh.
See if we can get anything. Someone's bought something. Let's see. Fruit and veg. We don't have blackberries, so we'll get one of those. And raspberries. I'll get 2 of those. And I guess some carrots and green beans. Potatoes, I think, are winter starch. Winter vegetable. So I won't get that. Anything here? Oh, we could do chamomile. Plant some of that. I think we're alright for everything else at the moment. Let's see if there's... Is there anyone around? Who's this? Oh, I think it's the king. So this was the king of Scotland. He was deposed in 1296, but he was originally appointed king by Edward I of England. So, in 1286, King Alexander III of Scotland died, and he had no male heirs, so he named his 3-year-old granddaughter, Margaret, the Maid of Norway, as his sole heir. She was still too young to travel, so 6 key Scottish nobles served as guardians of Scotland during the first 6 years of the independence wars. In 1290, she was sent off to Scotland to start her reign at the age of 9. However, on her way over, before she successfully arrived onto the mainland, she died in Orkney, which at the time was a Norwegian archipelago off the Scottish coast. Her death subsequently launched Scotland into a succession issue, with 13 claimants vying for the throne, and one of these claimants was John Balliol. Another one of them was Robert the Bruce. These guardians of Scotland feared a civil war, and so they brought in Edward I, King of England, to help them pick a king. Edward agreed to help, but only if the Scots recognised him as Lord Paramount of Scotland, to which they outright refused. How are they getting along?
Ah, so.
So John thinks she's a nature maniac. Well, I guess because she's a peasant, that makes sense. And she thinks he's interesting. I don't think he was very popular
Yips.
at this time,
Come
but
on.
it's The Sims.
Chabini Nobe.
So after the Scots refused, Edward had arrived in Scotland within 3 weeks with an army,
Hushar. Bebede. Mackiner. Chabini Nobe.
and he essentially gave the Scots no options but to accept his terms if they wanted help in appointing a king. A large reason for them accepting Edward as Lord Paramount was the fact that many of the claimants had large estates in England, which they would have lost had they defied Edward. In June 1291, Edward ordered every Scottish castle to be temporarily placed under his control and all Scottish officers to be reappointed to him. They were also required to swear allegiance and pay homage to him. Thankfully, Edward actually does help narrow down the claimants to the throne, leaving 5 men as possible successors. So we have David I, John Balliol, who's walked away, Robert the Bruce, Floris V, and John D. Hastings. In 1292, John Balliol is named king by a majority vote. However, Edward's position as Lord Paramount led him to regard Scotland as a vassal state, ultimately using them to fund his invasion for France, both financially and physically, which the Scots weren't super pleased with, unsurprisingly. War between the Scottish and English breaks out in 1296. That's the same year that Balliol is essentially deposed, and he's no longer king of Scotland. This is after several Scottish lords ignore his summons together at Cuddenley. And then from 1297, there were revolts led by key individuals such as William Wallace, Andrew de Maury, amongst other Scottish guardians, for 7 years. So, for 7 years, there are constant battles and skirmishes between the Scots and the English. That's until John Comyn negotiated for general Scottish submission in 1304. So from 4 years from now, the battles and skirmishes will have a brief respite. And so for the next couple of years, we will see how this conflict is going on and how and if our Sims are involved in any way. From the looks of it, there doesn't seem to be very many Sims around, at least ones that aren't wearing bags. I have 2 traders. I guess we'll just head home. It was a bit of a bust, but they did get to socialize. They've made some friends that aren't in medieval clothing, and I'll just send them home. So it's the second day of 1300. After they went to the medieval tavern yesterday, I just sent them home. They had some dinner and they've gone to bed. Today we are going to plant some of the harvestables that Beatrix bought from the village shop. And we'll get some household chores done. And then I'm hoping that maybe we can meet some of the younger Sims that are around the lands so that we can start seeing if there's anyone our Sims would like to marry. We kind of have to get the ball moving on that one. Why don't we clean the coop, scatter feed and collect the eggs.
Get blue.
Alright, and then once you've done all that, you can use the bathroom. We'll throw that away.
Normal.
She's gone off to play archery. They're obsessed with archery. All of them have a decent skill point in them. She's got 4, Fergus has 3, almost 4. Katrina has 4, Beatrix has 4, and David has 3. So the girls are actually beating the boys at archery. These skills will actually come in handy later on. Specifically for Fergus, I don't think women went on raids and invasions in medieval Scotland. So it's just our male Sims who will be sent off to war. I think in 1303 is when the first roll for that one starts. Let's see what we can plant. So we can do some blackberries. I don't think we have those. No, so we can have a blackberry plant there. We've got some raspberries. Can't do carrots, can't do garlic, can't do mushroom. You could do green bean. Put that one over there. And I think... Oh, and we can do chamomile. So we'll plant one of those, or we'll just plant all of them, I guess. Spray for bugs, and some of these can be involved. Okay, so we've got bills. I'm not sure how I actually want to utilize bills. I'm not sure if I just want to turn the system off and have them pay their landlord, essentially, their rent that way, and just take it out of our household funds rather than just putting it through the mailbox. I think I want to do it that way. I'm just not sure how to turn this feature off. So if anybody knows, please do let me know how to do that.
Oh,
Apply some
Adunda, Wallachoi.
mite treatment.
Oh, please.
Once she's done that, we'll wash some more clothes. Oh, what's she slipping on? Maybe like some invisible mud? Okay, they're going to chat. David, you're not doing anything, so I will get you to collect the honey.
Ina Rujasapa. Grinia Hisbalip. Sipane Frost. Sinoshe. Naba Ube. Wewe Belinda. Durfna Lorenzi. Warplus Beetle Gat. Gatna Lashuvsi. Dreba Sularin. Zilamitsi Fwitzi Speedle. One soup Siblablar.
They didn't like that.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Ah. Huh?
I've never seen that animation before. Alright, why don't we go and make some food? We could have some fried fowl, why not?
What a beaming.
Loonies, Gelsey, Neppa, Ulak Zerb, Zombas.
Oh, Obero.
It's Monday.
Ah.
It's not Friday, it's Monday. Well, I guess.
Oh,
Pay taxes.
Bernala.
It's only 100 simoleons, so it's not that bad. we're alright for money at the moment.
Ooh, uh-huh.
Oh, Dag Dag.
Yanabi.
Get out of our house. We don't want you here. Is he leaving?
Lamina Galpa Watini.
Flizza.
Do some cleanup whilst we're here. So I think our harvest day is this Saturday.
Wallabun bit. Oh.
We're only at level 1 swordsmanship. I'm not sure if it's a slow skill to build, but we should build that up, and actually David should build that skill up. We'll press some more honey, and then I think we'll go over to the merchant markets lot that I have, and we will stock the
Nice.
table.
Show my yama.
Nice.
Now, I'll just write down how much money we have to start off with.
Ah. Bibi. Chabina. Reba. Naya.
Tend table and start a yard sale.
Ah.
Who's sending us a letter? We can't read, unfortunately. We're not literate. Well, we've got some sword and archery stuff here, so I'll get them to do some skill building, and maybe the girls can go and meet people. We've got the village mayor just here. We have Patrick Paisley, he's one of the monks. That's who Beatrice is talking to. We then have Finian Ness, he's one of our knights. And Eleanor Douglas, and she's actually the wife of our old Earl who passed away. I think he died before the challenge started historically, so he doesn't count. But the Douglases are our landlords, essentially. So that's what she looks like. I don't think we know her, so we'll give a friendly introduction.
Way low.
So who do we have here? We have Bryant Sands, it must just be a random townie. We have Hugh McAllister, he's another one of our knights. I think there's like 4 knights in total. There's none of the eligible bachelors and bachelorettes around. Okay, let's see. So Eleanor thinks that Deirdre is fun to be around, and Deirdre thinks Eleanor's reasonable, which is nice. And what about Katrina? They both think they're responsible. That's good. Ooh. Does he not like Hugh? Oh, he thinks he's pretentious. Okay. That's a major contrast to Hugh thinks that David's reasonable. Could David be reasonable in this situation? Maybe.
Pasiba. Arpanaya Umfra.
Get to know, we'll get to know Eleanor a bit better.
Ah, Kangaroo.
Dag.
Yanka. Zilnoy.
Why don't we scope the surroundings?
Benor Sacranario. Demonicero?
Why don't we tend the table instead? We'll stock the table. How much do we have? Got 5 jars of honey left. These two are off doing some more archery.
Yeah, draw boo.
Alright, I think we'll just head on home. We still haven't met any of, well, we met Eleanor and we met some knights, but we haven't met any of the other girls or families that I made, which I'm not sure why. We've got a stray cat over here wearing a crown. Isn't he just cute? Maybe he's like the king of stray cats or something. Alright, I'll send them home and I will see you when it is day 3. Okay, so it's day 3 of 1300 and I figured whilst they're sleeping we will deal with our taxes that we have to pay to the church and to our Lord for what we sold yesterday at the merchant stalls. So the tithe that the church takes is 10% of everything we sell or harvest, and then the Lord's tax at the beginning of the challenge is 10% of all the goods we harvest every season and any goods that we sell. So we started off with 3,202 simoleons and we ended with 3,722 simoleons. So if we take off our tithe and we take away our Lord's tax, we are left over 3,014 simoleons. So that's not too bad, but well, my math could be wrong. Give me a second. I'm not the best at math. So, if we take 20% away from 3,722 simoleons, we are left with 2,977 simoleons. So we actually lost money, which isn't too surprising. I didn't put a markup or anything on the honey. So I guess we'll just have to grind a little bit harder to make money. I'm sure our harvestables will do us some good by Saturday and we should get a profit. But I'll see you when these guys wake up. Okay, so the first one up is Katrina. We're just going to go and dispose of our fried fowl that's spoiled. Yep, you can go and use the bathroom. You're alright. And then we'll have to make something else to eat. Yeah, why don't we do some... Someone will just have to have boiled eggs, but we'll do some seed porridge. Right, you go and clean that up. Oh, Katrina's doing it. It's alright. David's having a bath. And then I think everyone's just hungry, so... Okay, so, before we continue, I'm just popping in to say that my math was completely wrong for those taxes. So I'm just going to redo that. We made 3,722 simoleons. We started with 3,202 simoleons. So we made a profit of 520 simoleons. We owe 10% to the church and 10% to our Lord. So we have to pay $104. So I'm actually going to fix that now. So now we'll get on with our household chores. Okay, make some food. Did I queue up any food? I think I did, but it must have cancelled. We'll do some laundry whilst we wait. She's too uncomfortable to garden. I'm just going to get Fergus to look after the garden. Oh, now he's too uncomfortable. What's going on? Go and collect some seawater. I'm gonna go get David to... Well, I don't think we need any meats or anything. Why don't we go and hang out at the town square for now? Okay, and then milk, feed.
Room.
Why don't we make some salted meat, and we could also do bread and sea salt and maybe some butter as well.
Berva! Oh, what's that?
Let's move, Nerf.
Why don't you and your dad play archery together? And then you can play as well. Get your skills up. Awesome. Can clean that up. Salt, grab that bread as well.
It's fine.
Okay, go and use the bathroom then. He's probably going to pee himself. Please don't, please don't. Go, 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 go. Why don't we test out the candle making? I don't think I've ever done that actually. Ooh, cool. Deidre is at level 9 cooking.
Ooh. Junkie. Punch. Oh, fuck. Oh.
Ooh. Okay, so we've been invited to a fellow serf's house. So we'll finally meet some other Sims around our age, which will be good. Okie dokie, someone's dress is glitching out. Anywho, ooh, straight away, Katrina, wow, what a Sim. Katrina Fairbairn just stopped what they were thinking about for a moment and found themselves staring at Henry Boyd. That man has so many qualities that make Katrina's heart race as if it were on a cross-country marathon. Their handsome features meet Katrina's desires so readily that it's almost as if whatever created such a sim sculpted him specifically for Katrina. Now the only thing left is to pick up their jaw and work up the courage to speak to such an Adonis. Hopefully Henry will be kind enough to reciprocate Katrina's feelings. Alrighty. Oh! And then Fergus feels the exact same way about Eden. Oh my god. The girls both like Henry. Well, I guess we should meet the Boyd family then. So this here is Angus Boyd. He is the father of the Boyd family. He's also the royal cook for some reason. And then we have Alba Boyd. She's quite good friends with, I think, everybody in the family. She's the nanny. She's not their nanny. She's also the royal nanny. For some reason, they were both picked to work at the castle. We then have, over here we have Abigail Boyd. She's just a child at the moment. We then have, this is Henry. I did make this family. He's quite cute, I'd say. I can see why the girls think he's attractive. I'd be interested to see what he thinks of them, if he prefers one over the other. And then we have Eden, who Fergus is staring at. Wow. She's she looks a little bored, but he was fully staring at her. Okay. And I think they have, a son. Yes. Oh, don't tell me he's about to die. Not today. No, thank you. just put that out. This here is John Boyd. He's the youngest. So this could be a potential husband for either of the girls. I guess it just depends. We'll see who he gets along with better. That's so not helpful, Fergus. Okay, we will do just a friendly introduction, I think.
Chicks from Bob?
Rogaba.
Zimbabwe.
Slim.
Ooh,
Roshpa. Was. Unya.
okie dokie. So, she thinks he's reasonable, but he thinks she's a nature maniac, which it's colored red, but I wouldn't necessarily take that to be a bad thing. Not for this time period, at the very least. Let's see how he feels about Beatrix then.
Yaba. Growl.
Ooh, I think he likes
Roga Melt Ponka.
Beatrix better.
Whoa.
He thinks she's interesting. Okay,
Puma.
so maybe they have a better chance of getting together. I guess we'll see how it plays out.
Huh? Droboy no wangle. Yalla?
He's not flirty, but they definitely are. Okay, so he's active. Also get to know. She really wants to do some romance interactions with him.
Now be Podgely Bo. Tane Wexta. Aplanaba? Brolis Yaba. Ilbin Warfin Alfie. Huh?
Salabalom. Harpin.
Discuss archery. Tell an engaging story, maybe about a day on a farm.
Leave it, eh?
Septo. That's it, Tuni.
Rochi. Loima Sharnu. Ah, yoyum.
Okay, whilst they're getting to know each other, I might go and see how Fergus and Eden interact. Okay, what's their first impressions? So she thinks he's reasonable and Eden thinks Fergus is a nature maniac. But he does think she's extremely attractive. We'll see how they get along.
Adunkawalake. Febide.
Do an inside joke with Alba. We get to know the parents a bit better.
Ah, Conqueroo.
Okay, so Eden loves the... Why are we talking about being non-committal? She must find that funny.
Benef.
Jonga. Oh. Abadola.
Aha.
What if you maybe? Oh. News.
Spinay. Hoger Beret. Oh, Yabahorn. Baudaba Boondle. Oh.
Yeah, so this is one of the families that our main household Sims could marry into. Fergus could marry Eden, Katrina, or Beatrix could marry Hendry and like just marry into the same family, and I think that would be fine. We do have more Sims within the world that are potential matches. So there is that possibility. We'll see how they feel. So Hendry and Beatrix are friends, and Hendry and Katrina are just acquaintances. And what about Fergus and Eden? I think they're friends as well. So maybe those could be the two pairings. Let me know what you think. There is still time. Fergus doesn't have to marry until 1304, I think. So he's got a little bit of time. There's no rush. Alright, I'm just going to let them hang out and I'll see you guys back at our home once we finish up. Alright, it's the last day of 1300 and they all went to bed last night, straight to bed, very hungry, very tired, desperate to use the bathroom. I think once we deal with their needs, they'll yet again do household chores. Okay, you go and use the bathroom. Yeah, I might definitely have to get that second outhouse done. Please don't tell me we have to fast. Good. So Lammas Day is it was a holiday, popular holiday during the Middle Ages. It was also known as Loaf Mass Day. Generally happened around August, so the third month of summer. And it's referencing the bread and the Eucharist used in Christian services. So today they're just going to do some baking, they're going to attend a holiday ceremony, they're also going to garden and party and possibly have a grand meal. We'll see how that goes. So it's also the day when it's a day where they would make a loaf of bread from their new wheat harvest. I guess we'll have some party spirit today, which will be fun for us. Nice change of pace. But let me clean the coop and scatter some feed around. Can also milk and feed. We'll look after our cow over there. And then we'll get Mum to make some type of breakfast. Could do a pudding, a hasty pudding. Why not? Why is she sad? Oh, because she wants to spend time with her animal friends. No one likes me, no one will ever like me. Why bother with anything anymore? People like you. I think Fergus is really lovable. I don't see why people wouldn't like him. He's just an all-round great guy. I mean, he's good. He loves animals. He wants to have a big family. What's not to like? Maybe they'll use this today and they can dance together. That would be fun. They need music. Go and gather some water for us. Who's sending us a letter? Hey, I heard you became friends with Hendry Boyd. He's pretty cool. Thanks, Hendry's mum. I think Beatrix finds him very attractive. Extremely attractive, she'd say.
Oh, boom!
Quarter meal. Hot daydreaming. Katrina's head remembers Hendry Boyd fondly. as memories of him begin to populate her mind. The task at hand is just an afterthought as qualities of Henry manifest themselves as strong echoes that bring Katrina intense amounts of joy. Their encounter last time was too brief, definitely, and now Katrina is thirsty for more. When the chance to meet with Henry arrives, it will not have come soon enough. Sims like these should be cherished. There aren't that many of them out there, and it was a stroke of good luck or even a miracle that allowed Katrina to meet one that ticked off so many of her wishes and desires. Interesting. I wonder if Beatrix will get a similar pop-up? Could be a love triangle between the three. Maybe. I'm not a big love triangle person, but that could be fun.
Pima,
Gonna eat some breakfast.
Torky,
Tuna.
Shuksa Fazoo. Huh? Free, but Naya Flu.
Oh, chucha.
Billy. Oh, dag.
Sul.
Zisamba. Way back.
And now Fergus has hot daydreaming for Eden.
Oh, yo.
Gibbs.
At the moment, obviously, those are the only matches we could make. They haven't met anybody else. So who knows? Eden could be, the next matriarch of the family. You never know. Fergus might find somebody else that's really attractive.
Fun and Gravy?
I think maybe around midday we'll go and head to the tavern and just have some fun out of the house.
Oh, them boy.
Wamish, Gorsai, Laszlo Vilpa.
Why don't you play cards with... Why is nobody ever here?
We're too neat.
Shaby Bully
Wipasu
Galan.
Palingo.
Dimisama.
Miaxa.
Wef,
Nerf.
Benus Blurf.
Yadosa Legenzo.
Saquinario.
Febine.
Why don't you both go and refresh?
Soloya.
Asamuya
Cabernet.
Bonds.
Compliment
Different
my outfit. I really like your clothing. It's very modest.
Shaby Bully Galan.
Cherub Dekelka. Emba. Yaba. Famous
David is back from
Rambo.
scavenging the local lands.
Miaxa. Ibamaka Nerf.
Where on earth did he go? Tomato, pear, potato, onion, and then he got some seeds. Okay, and now Beatrix is hot daydreaming about Henry.
Oh.
Who's this? Ooh! He's someone new to meet. I think he's a dad. He's from one of the families.
Hi, Nerzo Gobla.
Yanabi.
Oh, dag.
Yazip. Yanabi. Yazip.
I don't think he's got any children our age.
Campei Tibanu. Gueme Qua. Watanini. Software. Sapin Quark of Tanny.
Tell unbelievable story.
Yum.
We do a toast.
Daba, Dabney Brifna, Weibo, Weibo,
Suli
Chobaba Exanoi,
Wavine K-Moot.
So we've actually got a couple of houses here. So this belongs to I think this is the peasant girls. So it's just like 3 girls that live together. I just put them on this lot. So there's 3 Sims there that are teenagers. And then we have, this might be the Blackwood residence. Yes. So this is their little cottage. I didn't make either of those houses. They're from the gallery. But they're very nice. And then over here is the merchant stalls that we went to. And this is another night. His name means Hercules or Heracles, which is the proper Greek spelling in the ancient Greek texts. That's how you pronounce it. And his name is inspired. I think it's the Gallic spelling oracle. Is the Gallic spelling of Heracles. It's 10 p.m. I think I'll just send them home. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave today's episode here. That's the end of the 1300s, and then next episode will be in 1301. Do let me know if you think we should do a type of love triangle situation between Beatrix, Katrina, and Hendry, or if you think Hendry should go with Katrina or Beatrix with Hendry. Let me know. Let me also know your opinions on Fergus and Eden together. There are other Sims that do exist in the world that they haven't met yet, so there are other potential romantic partners around. If you did enjoy, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.